Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to my review of the Tsugunohi collection, the one on Steam. Um, if you're new here, welcome. We actually played through each of, all nine of the games in a 3 episode segment. So if you're interested, you can check that out. Now I'm just gonna do a quick review, some final thoughts. I really enjoyed the series. It's simple with the controls, which is fine with me because I'm a shit gamer, but I thought it was very atmospheric. Most of the times, there was a couple good jump scares and some surprisingly good stories. Since there are 9 mini games which are pretty much standalone, I know there are some correlations with the stories. So it's like it's fucking bright in here. Um, but we'll just talk about each of them briefly. We have the first one, horror infecting daily life. Probably the simplest one and with the least amount of depth. But um, since it's the first one, it has that advantage of being the very first one. So I was pretty spooked since I didn't know what to expect going into it. If you watch the playthrough, there's a part where it's like, oh shit, I don't want to look into that dark alley. It was fun. The monster was kind of like a stuffed Toshiro from Ju-on. Story wise, it didn't have much going compared to like every other entry, but it was a good start. Then we have daily or horror infected daily life 2 with no name girl being chased by the girl creepy lady in the red dress. That one was a bit more advanced as they offered the panorama mechanic. Um, that one was fun. I love the noise the red dressed lady made. They sounded hilarious. Um, Loved mocking it. That one wasn't as scary. It had some good moments. I think that's probably the spookiest moment in that one was when she like chased after you, like. "Ah!" Um, but the panorama scare was like, if you add something like that, you kind of expect it to happen. It's not my favorite entry, but it was fun. Then, of course, we have Horror Infecting Daily Life Chapter 3, and this was my favorite entry. Story wise, I thought the story was excellent. Obviously, it's a little wacky, there's some loose ends to it, but the shock value of seeing a little girl who got turned into a street sign get eaten by a crazy monster lady was terrifying, and I absolutely adore that one. It is a little long. It could have definitely been shortened a bit, but it was still probably my favorite story out of all of them. Then we have A Closed Future, which is the time loop one. That one also had a very interesting story. I thought it needed a little more polish, but I like the idea of a girl gaining the ability to restart a day if she kills herself. But if she kept doing it, it eventually like backfires and she just dies. It's a cool story idea for sure. Then we had the cat ghost, the probably the biggest mix up of the series where you play in the perspective of a cat, so you get this super low angle. Um which is cool. It's a little more ambitious. There's some good jump scares. Um I just feel bad for the cat being haunted when it probably did nothing wrong. Just unlucky cat. But yeah, unique. Then we have the train one, which has one of the best environments, I would say. Um, this one just felt like it went on and on, just packed full of like jump scare after jump scare. It didn't spook me too much, but it was a very fun one for sure. I think it might be my second favorite, maybe, or third favorite actually. Then we have the Whispering Toy House, which is the doll-based one. Um, it had its moments. It's probably one of on the lower end for me. The story's pretty fucked up, but it's more of a classical tale. There's a lot of variations of that. The spooks weren't that spooky. Maybe it's just because I'm not too afraid of dolls in the first place. Like, it's not one of the horror elements that really touches me, per se. But uh, yeah, it's still good. There's still some moments. I love the doll in the chair and she's just drifting along. That one was funny. Then we got the Athero Railroad Crossing. This one I think is my second favorite. Also a prequel to Train in the Dark. So for a 1-2 story, I guess you can even say Closed Future might be part of it, just because you see the train. Um, it was pretty good. I thought the storytelling was great. another kind of classical tale, but I felt very engrossed in it compared to some of the other ones for sure. Um, but yeah, it was good. Then of course we finish off the series with I Silence Cries, a collab with Tsugunohi, one of the OG VTubers. It was pretty fun. Sadly in our playthrough we had a game-breaking glitch where it just like kept zooming into this one spot, and I thought it was part of the story. But after 5 minutes, I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't part of the story. I seriously thought they were just building up this shit, but no, it's just it was just glitched. But the story itself is pretty creepy. I guess again, made me feel super bad for this computer program just getting tortured for no reason. But honestly, it's a great series, Is it worth the $12 tagline, especially when 7 of the 9 games are free? Probably not, but to me, at least, I know it's not for everyone. It's not that big of a price tag, and, supporting the author or artist or designer, whatever you want to call it, if it helps them produce more good quality products in the future, then I don't mind. But, if you're on a budget, you can download and play 7 out of the 9 games. And my favorite game is for free, number 3. So, you can take it or leave it. But no, it was a great experience. I enjoyed it. Short and sweet, but pretty effective. Would definitely recommend if you haven't played it, or you can just watch my playthrough. It's a good game though, for sure.